Seattle Seahawks wide receiver Tyler Lockett reportedly broke a bone in his hand on this play. And if you look at how Tyler Lockett falls onto his hand, you might notice that the hand gets twisted a little bit. Let's break this injury down and discuss what might have happened. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Dr. Nav Videsha. If you guys enjoy the medical science behind different sports injuries, please be sure to subscribe. Let's orient ourselves to this hand. This is the right hand. We're taking a look at the proximal phalanx of the thumb. This here is the first metacarpal bone of the right hand, and then you have the trapezium bone here. What I'm thinking happened here is when Tyler Lockett goes down and his hand strikes against the turf, you might see an abduction of his thumb, which kind of stretches that part of the thumb away from the pointer finger. This type of twisting injury creates a significant loading on the first metacarpal joint. Early reports are coming out saying Lockett did indeed suffer a spiral fracture in his first metatarsal bone, which is a break that creates a fracture line that wraps around the bone and looks like a corkscrew, kind of like this. 80% of thumb fractures involve the metacarpal base, which is this area right here. These can be extra-articular fractures, which is outside the joint, or Bennett fractures, which are partial intra-articular fractures, or a Rolando fracture, which is a complete intra-articular break. For a professional wide receiver that uses his hands to catch the ball, it's very, very important that this fracture heal with the least amount of complications as possible. The CMC joint of the thumb is very important in gripping and pinching. A fracture through the base can damage the joint, causing it to degenerate and become arthritic. This is known as post-traumatic arthritis. Even fractures that initially appear non-displaced may displace over time because of the tension applied by the tendons. If the fracture heals in the wrong position, it can change the mechanics of the thumb. The end result is a weak grip, poor range of motion, and chronic pain. It usually takes a combination of surgery, rest, and physical therapy to recover from spiral fractures, and there is a risk of refracturing if Tyler Lockett gets out there too early and he were to fall on the hand before it's completely healed. So depending on the type of fracture, there's a couple different types of surgeries he could have, but unfortunately, this type of injury commonly takes players at least 3 to 4 weeks to come back from. Most fantasy championships are in week 17, which fall around January 1st, and that's about 16 days away right now. It's highly unlikely he'll be back by then, in my opinion, although the hand surgeon Dr. Patel with Fantasy Doctors did mention it could be possible. It's probably more likely he would return in week 18 against the Rams or during the wild card if the Hawks get there. Wish Tyler Lockett a speedy recovery. Please leave your questions and comments below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you learned something new. See you next time.